Doom here, and just a few hours ago, HalloweenCostumes.com just released the first wave of animatronics for their lineup this year. And they're definitely stepping it up because they're releasing 13 animatronics for just wave 1. And to be honest, some of these look actually amazing, and this is definitely their best year ever. So without further ado, let's get right to it.
I will be faithful to you, and you alone. Let us join forever.
Even after death.
Up first for the lineup, we have Mary the Unhappily Ever After. Now this one is actually really cool. I really like the bride props. We don't get a lot of them. Actually, I don't think we've gotten one of them in a very long time. And this one looks really awesome. I love the sculpt on it. Looks pretty realistic too. Only complaint here with the video is you can't really see how much it lunges forward. But it looks like it's probably going to be a pretty good jump scare still. It still has the light up face that lights up during the jump scare. And I honestly think it would be a great prop, even just as a static. So yeah, that one is really cool.
I smell a fresh body to add to the others. Ah, yes. Look at you. Now go and meet your doom.
Up next we have Tony Tombstone, and this one is one that I talked about a little bit earlier. I forget how long ago that was, but there was some leaked prototypes that I did talk about. I thought that was probably going to be Morris Costumes, if anything, but it did end up being Halloween Costumes. And yeah, this guy is pretty cool, but I do go more into detail in my other video right here. Up next we have the 3 stacked acrobatic clowns. This one's actually by Brick Thunder, so huge shout out to him. And these ones, I mean, it's kind of like the triple stack clowns from the Home Depot, except this is actually 13 feet tall, which is just insane. And yeah, these guys are pretty cool. I think they look awesome. I think they might look slightly better than the Home Depot clowns. I think this is made by Halloween Costumes and not like SVI or Tacky, unfortunately, and it would have probably been much better if it was made by one of those companies. But it still looks good. A little bit on the cheaper side made, but 13 feet tall is just insane. And that's kind of what I hoped for when we first heard about the clown triple stack at the Home Depot.
Meat for the beast, meat for the feast. Hook, chain, and blade will harvest. Make way, your flesh will make a beautiful bounty.
Up next, now this is probably another one of my favorites along with the Mary. This is Ripsa, and now this is kind of like the one that they had last year. I think it was called Buzzsaw actually, but that one was like really gory and good. This one also looks amazing. This one has a ginormous saw, and you just turn side to side and the saw spins. Pretty simple animation, but there's quite a bit of detail on this prop. This one is made by Techie. I love how the eyes flash. I love how it goes slowly back and forth. I wish there was a little bit more gore, maybe a little bit more blood on the saw, but honestly, you could DIY that very easily. But yeah, it looks really, really cool.
Your soft little bodies will make a good bed for me to rest upon. And a handy snack if I get hungry. You best start running. I like a good chase to work up my appetite.
Next we have the SVI Underworld Demon. Yes, this one is made by SVI, and it is also a reskin of the Underworld Clown. Was kind of surprised that the underworld clown came before the underworld demon, but honestly, I like the underworld demon a bit more. I think it looks really awesome. I think the face sculpt is really, really good, just really demon-like, obviously, and yeah, I just love the look of this one. It all works really well together, and it looks pretty menacing as well. I think it's better than the underworld clown, so yeah, this one is definitely a cool one.
You let me out of here right now! You got your wish. You're mine now, doll. We're dolls, you dope! Now sit back and learn from the master.
Next we have Chucky, and this is definitely on their lower side of the lineup so far. I don't really love this one. It is slightly taller than the Home Depot one, I believe, but it just doesn't have much animation at all, and it doesn't really look like Chucky either. He's holding scissors, not a knife, and he just has the one animation of his arm going up and down, and he does talk, but honestly, it does not look that great. Next we have the Conjuring Annabelle doll, and actually I was looking for an Annabelle last year, but the one at Spirit Halloween was like just a doll, and it was like over $100, which is pretty insane. But this would be really cool for my haunt. I do have like this doll room, and I think it would be cool if I put it in a chair that like rocked or something like that. I think that would be pretty awesome, and I do like the look of this one. This looks pretty accurate to the character, and I love how it also has the head movement as well. So yeah, that one's also pretty good. Now we have Hops the Dismembered Zombie. Now we also saw a prototype video of this one. I don't know why I didn't include it. I kind of thought this was like really out there and it wasn't going to come at all. But honestly, he looks really, really awesome. Like the face sculpt looks amazing. The idea is pretty cool. But I just really don't get the spinning arm. It's really, really weird. I think it's supposed to look like it was bleeding or something, but it just does not come off that way. It's just not normal. The guy in the video talks about it as if it's just like normal, but it's really not. It's kind of awkward. It doesn't really work the prop. I would definitely unplug that if I had this one. Next we have another Conjuring one. We have the Nun, Lunching Nun, and this is another one made by HalloweenCostumes.com, but this one is licensed. Same with the Annabelle one, I think are both licensed, but they don't really, this one doesn't really move that much, and I honestly don't think the sculpt is that amazing. I think it might have a little bit of deformity. The animation is just the same as their Plague Doctor. Honestly, HalloweenCostumes.com, most of their animatronics that they make have like the same animation or some very boring animation that's just like continuous, and this one isn't that great. Still looks good as like a static prop. I love seeing nuns and other animatronics, creepy stuff like that, and yeah, this one just does not work for me as well though.
Over here. Don't leave me this way. I'm looking for my soul. Where am I?
Next we have the 12-foot lighted skeleton zombie, and now this one is basically just it's basically just the mummy from Lowe's like a few years back. Honestly, I don't see much of a difference here. Yeah, it just looks like the mummy to me. Maybe it has different colored cloth a little bit, but I don't see much of a difference. And yeah, I would barely count this as new. So yeah. Next we have the Dire Dragon Head. Now this is another one made by Brick Thunder, and this one is actually puppet, not an animatronic, but it does have the use of fog. Now I've been waiting for puppets to actually come into the retail industry for a while, and this is a great one to introduce that. You can just have so much more movement. Even if you have like a little window, you could look at and have the dragon's head follow someone who's walking by or something. And I honestly really love that. We had a puppet in our haunt for the first time last year, and it worked out pretty well. Yeah, I think it's very cool and unique that this is the first puppet in the retail industry, and this could be used in so many different ways, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It would be nice if they also had it included in different colors, but I would imagine that'd be a lot more work for them, but the sculpt just looks amazing. This looks like it could probably be a pro prop from like Transworld or something, so I think that's super cool. Next we have the last and final Brick Thunder animatronic of this wave. I don't know if there's going to be more from Brick Thunder, but there's already been 3 in this wave, which is quite a few. But this is the Salvation, or I don't know how to say it. But yeah, this one is neat. I just think that the tongue might be a little bit too long. It just comes off as a little bit goofy when the tongue is that long. But maybe if it was a little bit shorter, it'd be cooler. But yeah, I really love the face sculpt. It looks really creepy. I love how it's a more unique monster. And yeah, I think this one is pretty awesome. Wish it maybe had a little bit more animation, but it still works. It's 8 feet tall. So just for comparison, that tongue is like 6 feet long. Just ridiculously long. But yeah, I do like this one. The face looks really creepy. They did a really good job there. But the tongue maybe could have been executed a bit better.
Living suspended in eternity of nightmares that you cannot wake from. This I offer to you. I have lit your way so you can truly see the bleak shadow of your future spread out in front of you.
We also have this awesome floating phantom as well, which I do really like as well. This one is from SVI, and I'm pretty sure it's an exclusive one from SVI as well. But this one moves pretty fast, pretty violently back and forth. It might be a pretty bad wind catcher because of all that movement. But if that wasn't an issue, this would be a really, really cool one. I do like phantoms and ghosts, and I think one in my graveyard would look pretty cool as well. It's just that, like, stuff with, like, lots of tarps, like, around here it's so windy a lot of the time, so that would definitely cause some damage, and we've had a lot of animatronics fall over and get damaged, and I feel like that one would definitely be one that falls over and gets damaged relatively fast as well. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and what are your thoughts on the new for 2025 Halloween Costumes Animatronics? Let me know down in the comments below. And you actually aren't going to see me again until I'm actually in St. Louis, Missouri for the Transworld's Halloween Attraction Show 2025, which is just insane. I'm actually going to fly over there at 5 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be an early morning, and I'm going to be flying over there all day. But the convention does start on the 27th, and I will be there for that. I'll walk in the doors, and I'll probably do lots of live streaming when I'm there, so make sure to stay tuned for that as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Doom out.